Hello, my unwitting accountability buddies. I had a realization the other day, and it was suddenly confirmed by like a video that popped up on YouTube. And I can't remember the person's name, but I will try and put it someplace, right? And it's how different people create differently and stashes and yarn stashes. And I was trying to be such a good little consumer and not buy a ton of stuff, which has been great, right? It has saved me a lot of money, but it's not as though I buy a ton. So when we talk about my stash, I have like a standard IKEA bookcase that has yarn in it, and that's it. It's not a ton of yarn. Right? So it's not like totes and multiple shelves and these beautiful rainbow collections that people have. I wish, I wish that that was something that I could do, but I don't have the space, nor do I kind of have the full inclination to do that. But I probably had about 3 times more than I have now. And one of the things is that, yeah, it's great to destash, but I think I destashed too close to the sun because I had an urge to go be creative in the back. Like I had a vague idea in my head of something that I wanted to try, but I didn't have the yarn for it. And it wasn't just that I didn't have but much yarn at all. There is yarn back there, but it's like nothing could coordinate, nothing went with each other, nothing was quite what I wanted it to be. So I didn't have options, and I felt that really stifled my creativity. And it's not as though I feel I need to go out and hoard a bunch of yarn again. And I'm talking like the acrylics and stuff like that, the not the super fancy yarns. Because I also found that in the back, everything I have, both acrylic and wool and cotton, is kind of slated for a project that I want to do at some point. Maybe not necessarily knowing what the project is, but knowing this bench is this color scheme that I want for this project. So when I've been purchasing this year, it has been with the thought of it goes with this project. Like I've been working on making a mess apparently. But I've been working on a cotton 10 stitch. This was kind of my, because I only need to think in the corners. I did full chaotic. It's not just going in a complete circle, but it's all around. But this is out of cotton, essentially like the thicker peaches and cream and the lily, and then the Premier that's very similar. So it's been that kind of stuff that's going into it. So, and it's just, there's so many partial skeins of that at thrift stores that I was like, okay, I'm just going to collect a whole bunch of it. I have a laundry basket down there of it. And that's what I'm making with it. I'm just going to make as big of a blanket as I can. And then if I find more stuff, I'll just add it on if I have the whim, if I don't think the blanket's big enough. So it's that type of stuff that I've been satisfying that craving for the yarn. But I did find that I do need a stash in the back to allow me to have full creativity. I don't want to late at night and late at night for me is not late at night because the stores are still open, but later in the evening, I don't want to have to be running to a store to satisfy and like purchase stuff to satisfy that. So I'm going to slowly be building up my yarn hoard again. And again, not hugely, because I don't think I did too badly this time. But Michael's had a little bit of a sale, buy 2 get 1 free. So I got 3 skeins of this and 3 skeins of this, mainly because the loops and threads is still pretty reasonably priced, but they didn't have a lot out there. They were picked over. I think that because of that sale that they were pretty picked over. I think they were probably going to put some out later, but maybe not until next year. I don't know. I also dropped, a friend of mine sent me on a mission to find a whole bunch of rickrack at thrift stores, and I did. And when I dropped that off to her, she was like, well, I have this yarn that I purchased at, well, Savers, depending where you are, or Value Village. And it was only $2.99 for 2 skeins. She was going to make a pom-pom out of this and then probably just redonate the white. So I'm going to make a pom-pom for her out of this and then just put the rest of this in the stash. I will say $2.99. I bought stuff. These were $4.99 for 2. The exact same store, many months apart. Anyway, so I got 4 black of the Big Twist. Again, I feel that Big Twist needs one more twist in it to really hold up really super well. So I've got 4 of those. And then when I was there at that same thrift store, I got a really pretty goldenrod, different than the other one, which is a mustard. A little bit of a vintage pale yellow. What is this? Love Knit. This is super cute. If anyone knows what brand this is, I really like this. I'll probably be on the hunt for one more skein of it. Purples, oranges, yellows, and beige. I kind of really like that. And then a whole big stack of this vintage red heart. It's called Windtuck, and it's a sock weight. So it is still the standard acrylic, but it is the much thinner. And I think I have enough here to make like a short sleeve sweater, and I'm super excited about that. But then randomly, because I went over to another friend's house on the same day that I dropped off the rickrack, because those 2 friends don't live that far from each other, I went over to another person's for an event, and she was like, Jamie, I need you to take yarn. I need you to take this out of my house. She's the type of knitter who buys for specific projects, and then she doesn't use the leftovers at all because she only buys for the specific projects. So I don't even know what's in here. So we have a Loops and Threads roving yarn. So it's a 2-ply roving, 3-ply roving. This and a little bit extra of it. Not quite sure what I will do with that. Not normally my kind, and this stuff can pill pretty badly, but I don't know, maybe I'll make a pillow cover or something. We'll see. I wonder if this is the same brand. This doesn't have a label on it, but it is thinner, and it's 2-ply versus 3-ply. So I don't know. We'll see what that is. This I know is a Heartland based on the mottled blue in it. So it's a Heartland. I've got some other Heartland of this, or actually I used it in part of a project, and it would be good to do, because I made like a little tank top, be good to do like a cute little pair of shorts to go with it. Actually, shorts for me are not little, but thick thighs save lives. We'll see. Standard acrylic cream, feels like Red Heart, which is great, always great to have. Ooh, this will go in my neon pack. This is the same color as the teal I have in my neon flowers that I've slowly not been working on. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. Well, we also have a giant mess in here, and more of this. There's more of this. Oh, so there's a Premier Cotton in here. Is this the Premier Cotton? No, there's a Premier Cotton someplace in here. This looks like it's the Loops and Threads Charisma, this beige. And oh my goodness, I don't even know. And then we have this kind of, it feels acrylic-ish, woolly. I don't know. She's not an acrylic yarn knitter, but there seems to be a lot of acrylic in here. So there's this brown, but she also looks like she was knitting with this beige. What was she knitting? Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, she knitted a bunch of panels. Not even, she doesn't even remember what she was knitting with this. She didn't even realize that she had it. Okay, so I think that brown the darker brown looks like it might be Lush Alpaca from Loops and Threads. So she's got a different Michaels by hers, and they might have some nicer yarns because she lives in a fancier area of town, downright bougie area of town, if I do say so. But that's it. That's cool. Okay, so I've got a bunch of beige, but it's really soft and plush, so I'll have to unwind that and see what I can do. I don't know, maybe that can become a blanket for a houseless person. We do have quite a few of those around here. This will go into, yeah. So that's exciting. So I do have the new starts of a stash. I also bought a few Afghans to take apart because I will tell you, buying an Afghan made out of acrylic and taking it apart is way less expensive than buying the yarn. I'm going to get many, many skeins. I do have a debate there. They're downstairs in the washer, but I do have a debate of whether or not to, oh, I'm running out of time, whether or not to take one of them apart, but we'll look at that later. Anyways, thanks for joining me, and I will talk to you guys at another time.